Hello, can you hear me? Mr. Abraham. Hello, Mr. Abraham. I think it's the network.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You're welcome to Productive Mind Initiative today. I would like you to introduce yourself. Mrs. Folarin, are you with us?
I am with you.
Oh, good morning to you.
Good morning, ma'am.
You're welcome to Productive Mind Initiative today. So I would like the two of you to introduce yourself. We have Mr. Folarin, Miss Folarin and Mr. Abraham here. Miss Folarin is from Ojo-Omoniyi local government, while Mr. Abraham is from Ikorodu local government. We are here today to discuss about the linkage of PLHIV, that is people living with HIV within Lagos State. So kindly introduce yourself so that we will know you.
Do I go first?
Yes. Ladies first.
All right, my name is Folarin Bolanle, Database Associate for APIN under the Ojo-Omoniyi Solo local government. Is there anything else I think I need to say?
That's okay, that's cool. Mr. Abraham. Mr. Abraham, kindly introduce
Good
yourself.
morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly. We can.
My name is Shola Abraham Adedeji, the Database Associate for Ikorodu LG under the GF LSMOH APIN grants in Lagos State.
You're welcome to today's Zoom meeting. So like I said earlier, we're going to be discussing about linkage of PLHIV, that is people living with HIV within the state, that is Lagos State. And you guys have been on this job for some times now. So I want you to talk to us about how easy is it to link people with HIV within the state and the challenges. Thank you. Let's start with Ms. Folarin. Ms. Folarin, you have the floor.
All right. Really, I don't think I'll be able to say much because I'm not in the position of a counselor tester here now. Okay. They know the struggle they go through getting to link a client.
Okay.
But I had a very difficult scenario yesterday, and then I had to call a senior colleague. Okay, there was this patient around my local government. Okay. He was tested positive, and the fact that he's even a principal has made it difficult. A proprietor rather, and a lawyer has made it difficult for us to even convince him that he needs to get linked to care. Okay. And what I did was I just decided that okay, if that's the case, leave this man, let him be for now. He's still in a state of denial. Okay. But on a ratio of 1 to 10, we rarely have cases where we don't get to link clients. Reason is we have capable hands. Okay. Our counselor testers are up on their game, one, and then secondly, they already know that there is penalty for non-linkage. Okay. So they go extra mile to ensure that this is done. It can be difficult for them, I know. It can be really difficult for them, but somehow it has with the what will I call it now? With the penalty involved, they know that this has to be done. If those measures are not put in place, then it might be difficult for us to even achieve 90% linkage in HIV care. Okay. I think I've been able to say a little, and I prefer that we have a counselor tester here on ground so that I can put more light into this.
Okay. That's good. Thank you very much. Ms. Folarin told us about going extra mile to link people living with HIV within our local government, and that there is penalty involved in this. And without all this, there's no way they're going to have 90% linkage of people living with HIV within the local government.
Like that kind of mago.
So now,
I wanted to count about like 5 or...
So we have another person that just joined us, and he is from Ifako-Ijaiye local government. I would like you to introduce yourself, Mr. Cousin, and please make sure you are not where there is so much noise. Introduce yourself. We are discussing linkage of people living with HIV within your local government, within the state, which is Lagos State. Kindly introduce yourself. Are you with us, Mr. Cousin? Hello, Mr. Cousin. I think his network is not that good. So, Mr. Abraham, over to you.
Good morning once again.
Morning.
Yeah. With the link, my colleague has actually said it all. And what I would like to add to it is, with the fund put in place for those linking from the community aspect to the treatment site. For example, what I'm trying to say in essence is that we have treatment sites in each LGA where this positive will actually come to pick up their drugs, except if they are pregnant. We will need to leave them at the PMTCT sites where they were actually gotten, as where they actually tested positive. So with the incentive on ground, aside the penalty, if you get a positive and you didn't link it as a counselor tester, the incentive involved, I mean the escort fund, in some ways do help this counselor tester to even go extra mile, because they know if they got a positive, they didn't link that positive, it will cause a huge problem to them and even to the facility where they tested. Because under the Lagos State government HIV grants, it is a sin for a counselor tester, as we actually tell them. If you get a positive and you don't link that positive, it's a sin for you. So it's better you go an extra mile in making sure that the positive client is being enrolled in care. And with the incentive involved, it helped them as well. For Ikorodu LGA, actually, ever since we started, I can boldly say that we've contributed a lot of positive to the grants. I mean, what I mean is we find a lot of positive, and we make sure as possible that we get them enrolled, if not 100%, at least 98% of them are being enrolled. Only on some peculiar cases whereby the patient declined are still in denial. So that's where we usually have problem. And these are actually been from those that doesn't have the enough education on this HIV that it doesn't kill. Some of them will tell you that if they take me to the treatment site, they will put me in an isolation center. So for this reason, I'm not following you. So it takes a lot of patience from the counselor tester part, even from some adherence counselors, some mentor mother, to convince this client to actually come for picking up their drugs. So this is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abraham. Thank you very much. Like what Mr. Abraham said, he said that there is, please, Mr. Cotton, can you mute yourself, please? The noise is much from your side. Like what he said incentives is involved for counselor tester within each local government so that linkage can be easy. The incentive is for the escorts, transportation from the community to the treatment site, either PMTCT site or a general hospital within the local government. So anybody that is hearing us, if you are within the state and you are positive, you don't have to be afraid. HIV does not kill. HIV does not kill when you are on treatment. And so it says something again about going extra mile. They go extra mile to ensure that people with HIV within the state are linked to treatment, because diagnosing somebody for HIV without linkage is a sin within the state. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this. So, Mr. Cousin, over to you. We want you to tell us what is happening in the Ifako-Ijaiye local government concerning linkage of people living with HIV within your local government. Thank you, Mr. Cousin Dayo. Mr. Dayo, are you here? Mr. Dio. Hello.
Mrs. Favor, can I say something?
Okay, thank you. I saw that you are raising up your hand. Please go ahead.
Yes, I'm with you.
Let Mrs. Polari tell us what she wanted to tell us before.
Good morning.
Mr. Cousin.
Good morning, everyone.
I will after Mr. Cousin, please.
Okay. Mr. Cousin, continue.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Mr. Cousin. I'm a disease intervention specialist working with Ifakojayi around Ifakojayi OGs, and I've had a lot of experience with PLHIV. Now, today we are talking about linkage with HIV-related issues. Now, for every diagnosis made on HIV, linkage to care is paramount. There is no way we can test in the community and say we test them and we let them go. Linkage and proper counseling is the paramount key that can enable anybody that is being tested possible to be linked to care. So for us in Ifakojayi, the two major things that the counselor tester or people working in the community will emphasize more after identifying any positive. Your counseling must be fast, must be unique, must be simple, must be prompt, so that by the time you are linking the patient to care, the patient is relaxed, the patient is comfortable to follow you or follow you to anywhere you say, okay, for Ifakojayi now, for example, we have like Ifakojayi General Hospital, we have Ifakojayi Primary Care Center, we have Kola PHC, we have Longi Hospital. All these hospitals are in Ifakojayi. So they know that whenever they see a patient and if they link them to care, they link the patient to Ifakojayi General Hospital or to Ifakojayi Primary Care Center or to Kola PHC, which is the PMCT side, or to Meron PHC. All these hospitals are connected together within the LGs. So for us, it is as simple as identify a positive, counsel the patient very well. Make sure the patient is comfortable enough to say that I want to access this care, because we found out that over time, when you leave patients in the hurry and because you want to reach your target, let them go. We add
Hello.
For 1 month. Hello, am I with you?
Yes, we can hear you now.
So patients will be linked to care in 1 month, and the next 6 months or 9 months, we can't find the patient. So it starts from the counselor testers, whether testing in the community or in the facility. So for proper counseling, then linkage can be seamless, because if the patients now know, if the clients now know that these are the processes and these are the things to do, and making them realize that it is important that they access care, because for themselves, for their family, and for the community at large. So linkage for us is seamless, though there are challenges in terms of the location where the client is being identified, to the facility the patient wants to go. Maybe if you identify somebody around the hinterlands in maybe Ajun or Lambe or Batogun, it's very far from where we have Kola PHC. It's very far from when we have Ifakojayi PHC. It's very far from Ifakojayi General Hospital. So all these things, that's the challenge we are having. But for us, linkage is fine. But I'm saying, for emphasis sake, that for linkage to be swift and effective, the counselor testers must counsel and make sure the patient really understand and they are comfortable to be linked to care.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adayo Cousin. Over to you, Ms. Bola.
Okay, yes. Thank you very much, ma'am. And then to Mr. Cousin, thumbs up to you. Really did well. What I would like to say is this. I think the issue we have with linkage, that I feel is with linkage and retention. I want to add retention, because the moment you want to enroll an HIV positive client, you want to do it. That is what I feel. Because some of the counselor testers just want to enroll, link, so that I'm off the trouble, I'm off the stress.
Okay.
Then whatever has to do with retention remains with the heart-to-heart clinic, or as the case may be, the HIV clinic there now. But what I would like to say is this. We've had very good counselor testers. They have been up their game. They've been doing wonderfully well. When it has to do with the counselor testers, there is no issue. But the issue comes when you don't have a counselor tester in a certain facility and then you need to link. It's a struggle. You have to start calling people. You have to start calling the community people to help go around, do community testing just because you want to pick a particular client.
Okay.
I don't know how this can be resolved. If there could be trained nurses in some facility that can, I don't know if some of our nurses are not properly trained to ensure that this HIV patient understands why they need to be in care.
Okay.
We should not always base our what's it called now on just the incentives alone attached to it. We should always wait for incentives. Let us do it like we own it. Let us do it like, okay, the next person I'm going to get married to might be infected.
Positive, yeah.
You don't know who the next person is, and you don't know who your child is going to mingle with in school, in church, anywhere. So I feel we should be able to take responsibility. It starts with us. If we can't take responsibility of going extra mile for getting the incentive attached to whatever it is, then it might be difficult for us getting to retain our patients in care and also enrolling our patients in care.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's what I would like to say. And then I'm not done. And then when we have issues like being difficulty in trying to link patients into care, I feel we should hand it over to the people at the community. They know how best to go about it. Because, like I said, I had a case yesterday, and then I had to tell a senior colleague that works at the community that I have a case, so please go to that area, test everybody there. As the man is proving difficult, he is a lawyer. So it was difficult for a common data entry clerk to even explain to him that, sir, you're actually positive now. Accept this thing and let's go to clinic and go and start this medication. So it was really, really tasky for her. But for every of our cities, we have no issues. Linkage from the counselor tester has been 100%.
Okay.
That is all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Bola Folarin. I really, really appreciate this. Linkage and retention, proper counseling of people living with HIV before linkage so that they can retain them in care, and training of nurses, and this is to the state. Kindly help us to train some nurses because they believe that this project, or how will I put it, that is not theirs. It belongs to some implementing partners, and it's the function of the implementing partner to ensure that people living with HIV are retained and they are linked to care. So I would like people, if you're a nurse and you are hearing, if you're in ART clinic in any of these facility within the state, kindly, even if you don't know about this, if state has not trained you, go online, check about HIV/AIDS and how you can link them, how they can be retained, how you can counsel them, proper counseling for our people, and also for the cities. They need to take responsibility with the nurses. Everyone working within the facility needs to take responsibility and hand over to the people at the community. This point is, if you know that this is beyond you, you cannot do it, and you know somebody within your facility that is better than you, please feel free to call that person to step in for you. You cannot know everything. Let them step in so that that person can be linked to care. And also for anyone in the state that is still HIV positive and you refuse to be linked to care, I would like Mr. Abraham to talk to us about this for a few minutes before we close this session. Anyone that is HIV positive and refuse linkage to care, what will happen to that person? Please help us out. Let them know. Maybe if they hear this, they will turn up. Thank you, Mr. Abraham. Are you here?
Hello, good morning once again. Thank you so much, Mr. Favor, for this opportunity given to me. Actually, before I step in with your question, I just want to add one or two things to what Mrs. Bolanle said earlier about training the nurses and the doctors. I'll just advise the state government to, aside training the nurses, they need to train them on ethics of this job as well.
Okay.
Because the way some nurses, some doctors relate with patients is so bad. So bad. To the extent that this can cause us not to have a good retention. I could remember the last radet we did in the LGA, all over the 3 LGA that we are presently covering in Lagos State. In Ikorodu, for instance, the clients were so bitter that when we are trying to call them back to care, they said they don't like the way the nurses address them whenever they come to the facility. And it's not their fault that they are positive. Yeah. Anybody can be positive.
Yes.
But the way some nurses relate with patients at times is so bad. So bad to the extent that at times I'll be in my office, I'll feel like crying. That if this person is not positive, can this nurse talk to this person in this manner? This is okay. This is one of the things the state government need to enlighten these nurses about. That anybody can be positive at any particular point in time. There are so many people that they got positive accidentally. It might be through blood transfusion. It's not always about sex.
Yes.
That's not the only way in which we can get infected. So I want the state government to clamor on this. That anybody found wanting will need to be seriously dealt with.
Yeah.
That's my own take on that. And on those that are positive and they refuse linkage, the truth is, you might escape it for a particular month, a particular year, but the end point is, I just pray they won't use wheelbarrow, as we usually say in the general hospital, that it is wheelbarrow they will use in bringing you back to the facility. And that's just the basic truth.
Yeah.
Because one way or the other, this virus will weigh you down at a particular point in time in your life. So it is better when you are tested positive, start drug and stay healthy. That's my take. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Miss Bola Folarin, I can see your hand up. Do you have anything to add to what Mr. Abraham just said, or Mr. Cousin? Do you have anything to add to it? Because I can see that you are raising up your hand.
I did, but it was long ago. Okay. And then, like Mr. Hadeji said, very funny point. He said,
wheelbarrow.
So that you don't end up coming to the facility with wheelbarrow. Good. Very, very good. I have had cases where I will see a patient. This one is not even wheelbarrow. Let's not make it that worse. This one is not wheelbarrow. It's Keke Marwa they used to bring you.
Emergency.
Keke Marwa they used to bring you. Emergency. And then the moment you come in, you are not even seeing anything because you are half dead. You are half dead. And it really doesn't help you because so many people around you might not know. I'm not saying that miracle doesn't happen. Please use your medications first. Even our pastors that preach faith, they still do checkups.
Yeah.
They still go for regular routine checkups just to ensure that they are okay. So please tell me, why are you the one? These our pastors, they go. Why are you now the one that won't be able to attend and that would believe in your pastor and not still be able to know that your pastor too has sense? He still goes for his normal routine checkups. As he is, you won't know that he still do some exercises to keep fit. So you don't just wake up in the morning, pray, in the afternoon, pray, in the night, pray. God, I need a miracle.
Scriptures.
It happens. I am not. I won't say miracle doesn't happen. It does happen, but do it first. They have diagnosed you of this thing. Please do what is right. And then he mentioned the point about our doctors, our nurses. We have them here. They talk to our patients anyhow. Leave the fact that they are HIV positive out of this. Even if they are not close to H, let alone the IV, they talk to them anyhow, irrespective of whatever the ailment it is. Health sector in Nigeria is messed up. We have few doctors trying to ensure that people's lives are not being wasted. We have few nurses that are overworked. We have pharmacists that attend to over hundreds of patients in one day. And we have very few of these health workers. You know the reason our doctors will come to Nigeria, study in Nigeria and fly out? Because they are not well remunerated. And eventually, it is a cycle. It goes round. It comes back to us that we are not doctors. It comes back to the farmer. It comes back to the trader. It comes back to the health engineer. It is a cycle. It still comes back to us. So the government has a part in this. Even we as a citizen has a hand in this. It starts with us. If we cannot make that change, then it's going to be difficult for every other person. Thank you. I think I have said enough.
Yeah, you have. Thank you very much. You said something, Mr. Cousin, I can see your hand. I will call you. You said something about doing our part. So as an individual, if you're in the community or as an what will I call it? Health worker, make sure you do your part. If you are positive,
it's important.
Your pastors and imam, they go for regular checkup from time to time. But they will not come to the pulpit or to the mosque to tell you that yesterday or day before yesterday, I was at the particular hospital to do my checkup. So you yourself do your part. Please do your part. We are advocating that you do your part. Know your status and make sure you are linked to treatment and care. Mr. Dai, I can see your hands up before we round up finally. What do you have to add to this? Confidentiality of our patient is very, very important. Doctor, nurses, pharmacists, the cleaner in the facility. You don't have right to tell anybody about anybody's status around your area. So, Mr. Cousin, over to you, please.
Okay, so I want to appreciate all the submission. There are something very valid, and we need to look into all those suggestions and ideas and all those suggestions and ideas. But the most important thing is that I can say that for everything that I've worked with as regards HIV, I think those things are really, really putting in their best. And I think also that I think PLHIV mentioned that the health issue in Nigeria is pathetic. I mean, the doctors are overworked, nurses are overworked, things like that. We all know. And also, let's not all put all the blame on the healthcare worker alone. Patients also can be very, very difficult also. But be that with me, it is paramount for us to know how to manage the situation very well and manage our client very well and manage our atmosphere, our surroundings very well, so that at the end of the day, we balance these things up. You give out your services in the best possible way, and the patient also receive those services in the way they feel comfortable enough to come back the following day. So we need to find a way to strike a balance to make sure that at every point of our service delivery, everybody gets what they need. The doctor is fulfilled, the healthcare is fulfilled for bringing out the right and simple information for the client to digest, and the client also can receive those simple information with an open mind, ready for a behavioral change, ready for a change in their lifestyle and things they need to do. If we all do all these things, then I believe we'll be able to achieve our goal in making sure that everybody is validly suppressed. That's one. Secondly, is that now with the COVID-19 era, with the self-testing kit, now that we are doing this program online, and we are talking to people all over the world who are listening to us, Nigeria and diaspora anyway, it is important now to have like a suggestion to have a counseling hotline for people to call when they have issues like this, so that if you are tested positive and you are still scared or you are doubting whether you are positive, whether the result is fake, whether somebody is reaching you, whether your mommy is the one affecting you or your father's wife or something, there should be a channel who can call in and express themselves. Maybe a recorded message, then we get back to them when we are ready to, after we listen to their conversation, or when we are going to do it. But the best way to catch people that are still positive and yet not going to any facility, because to be frank with you, there are thousands of people who already been tested positive, but they refuse to access care anywhere. Not that they have not been cancelled, not that they don't know, but they just don't want to. They don't want to go to any private sector. They don't want to go to private hospital. They don't want to go to hospital. They just want. So those people, we need to reach them. Whichever way we are going to do it, I don't know, but I feel we need to reach them. There are thousands of adolescents outside in universities, in clubhouses, in all these key population people, young men, young women. So we need to reach them. So if they can't access care in the facility, how do we reach them? So there should be an hotline where we can call, they can reach out to them. Right now we are doing self-testing. Then there should be like, when we get more partners, we can reach out to people and give us jobs. We can do all these mobile services. We can do it just to reach people. And at the end of the day, you will see the long, it might be difficult to achieve. It might be tasking, but at the end of the day, let's look at the long-term gain. The long-term gain and the effect that's going to, but I look back and see that our little effort has gone a long way, and we can achieve a lot by getting everybody to be aware, by getting everybody to be tested, by getting everybody who is now positive to be on medication, regardless of where they are, regardless of if they belong to one party or the other. But then they will get the needed service and needed care to make sure that everybody is, if you are positive, you are valid to spread, and we cannot stop, and at least stop the spread of HIV. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dayo. I really, really appreciate this. As if you read my mind. Can you please mute your mic? Yeah. For people in the community that have gone to buy the self-testing kits, and you've tested yourself, and you know you are positive, but you are afraid of the confidentiality of your status, please don't be afraid. On our part, in Productive Mind Initiative, you can call us on our hotline. We will answer you anytime. You can send WhatsApp messages to us. We will answer you. We will counsel you. We might be talking about Lagos State today, but we have other partners in all over Nigeria, in other states like Oyo State, Ogun State, FCT, Ondo State. You can call us. We ensure that you are linked to care. So our hotline is 070-3294-5472. Again, 070-3294-5472. Call us anytime. If you're afraid, there's nothing to be afraid of. And linkage is free. Nobody's going to collect money from your hand. Just call us. We ensure that you are linked to care. And by so doing, everyone around you, everyone in the community will be safe. And we'll be able to achieve the goal that by 2030, there will be no new infection in our country. Thank you very much for coming once again, Mr. Dayo, Mr. Abraham, and Ms. Bola Folarin. I really, really appreciate you for coming on Productive Mind channel today. We are also on other social media. Try to link on our pages, share, so that you can be part of this campaign. It's not all about the four of us that are here today. It's beyond us. And all of us can work together to make it work. Thank you, and God bless you. And everyone, I want to say thank you and bye-bye. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Say bye-bye to me now. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next time. Mr. Cousin, bye.